Hello students, today I am explaining you the important chapter, the flower. The flower is a reproductive part of a plant because after fertilization the flower develops into a fruit and fruit contains seeds inside it which when are sown in the soil they germinate and give rise to a new plant. So before we study about different types of flower, we should know the structure of a typical bisexual flower. Now, what is bisexual? Bisexual means a flower which contains both male and female parts. I will be telling you what are male and female parts in a flower. First, let me explain you what are various parts of a flower. Now, this flower has a stalk. Stalk means by this stalk, a flower is attached to a branch of a stem. Some flowers may have stalk or may not have this stalk. So a flower which doesn't contain a stalk or without a stalk is called sessile. So it's a new term for you, sessile. So what are sessile flowers? Sessile means a flower which doesn't contain this stalk. Then this stalk, the upper part of the stalk is swollen and it has a cup-like structure. This cup-like structure is called receptacle or this is called thalamus. So receptacle or thalamus. This base of the flower or receptacle, then it bear all these parts. All these parts means all floral parts are present on this thalamus or the receptacle. Now what are these floral parts? These are 4 floral parts. You can see starting from outside, this floral part is called the sepal. Now the sepal is the first part of the flower. It is green in color and since it is green in color, it has 2 main functions. Means first, because it is the outermost part of the flower, this sepal will be protecting all these parts when the flower is in the bud stage. So first function is protection, protecting inner floral parts, and second function is since it is green in color, it also helps in photosynthesis. Now all the sepals together, a flower may have 3 sepals, 4 sepals, or all the sepals may be fused together, which we will be discussing in later part of the video. So these all sepals collectively they are known as calyx. This is first whorl of the flower. Whorl means the ring. First ring of the flower is called calyx. So calyx means group of sepal. Second part of the flower is the colored part. Now you can see this orange colored part. This is called petal. Here in this flower you can see 3-4 petals. This petal is colored part and most attractive part of the flower. Now what is its function since it is colored part? So its function is to attract insects for pollination. Pollination is, you all know that it is transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma. And for pollination, these petals have to be brightly colored so that they can attract insect for the process. So these petals, now their function is to attract the insects. All the petals together, there may be 2 petal, 3 petal, all the petals may be fused, all the petals may be free. So all the petals together collectively they are known as, the second whorl is known as corolla. So first whorl is calyx, second whorl is corolla. Now coming to third whorl, third part is stamen. Now you can see this stamen, this is stamen, one more stamen is here, this is third stamen, fourth stamen. This stamen is male part of the flower and this is symbol of male. This is symbol of male. So stamen is third whorl, that means third part, that is male part of the flower, and each stamen you can see it has 2 parts. This upper part, bilobed part is called anther and lower the stalk of this anther is called the filament. Now these anther and filament both together are part of stamen, and stamen is male part. All these stamens together collectively they will be forming third whorl, which is known as androecium. So third whorl is androecium, that is male part. And now centrally located fourth part is pistil. This pistil is a female part, and this is the symbol of female part. So this pistil, it has three main parts. The upper part is called the stigma. This neck-like structure, this is called the style, and the swollen base, it is called the ovary. So stigma, style and ovary are parts of pistil. This is female part of the flower. Now a pistil may have one carpel or a pistil may have many carpels, and each carpel has stigma, style and ovary. Now this is the fourth and innermost whorl, and this is called gynoecium. So all the carpels together, they will be forming fourth whorl, that is called gynoecium. This is the structure of bisexual flower, because in this flower both male part, that means stamen, and pistil, female parts are present in the same flower. It is called bisexual flower. Now based on this flower, there are various important terms, children. These are very important terms. What is complete or incomplete flower? As you can see in this flower, all four whorls are present, all four parts are present. That means sepal, petals, stamen and pistil are present on the same flower. So this flower is called the complete flower, or it is also called perfect flower. If any flower, it doesn't have any of the part is missing in a flower, that flower is called incomplete or imperfect. So complete means all four parts are there, all four floral parts are there, and incomplete means any part, if any part is missing in a flower, it is called incomplete. Now coming to second part, essential and non-essential. Now male and female part, stamen and pistil, they are reproductive part, main reproductive part which help in the process of reproduction. So if a flower has these two parts, that is male and female part, these are the essential parts because they help in reproduction. And other parts, they also help in reproduction by helping supportive parts. They are called accessory parts. So sepals and petals, they are accessory part and they are called non-essential parts. So reproductive parts are essential parts and other parts are called supportive parts, or they are accessory parts. Third term is perianth. Now what is this perianth? You know, sepals, they are green in color as I have told you. Petals have various colors. They may have many colors, different types of colors in a flower. Now if sepal and petals, they are undifferentiated, they cannot be differentiated, then this is known as perianth. So what is perianth? Undifferentiated sepal and petal are called perianth. If this perianth is colored like petals, then this perianth is called petaloid. If the perianth is like petals, that means if the perianth is like petals, that means colored, so it is called a petaloid. And if the perianth is green like sepals, it is called sepaloid. Coming to next term, bracts and nectaries. What are bracts? Sometimes in some flowers there are leaf-like structure. They are not leaves. There are leaf-like structure, and in these leaf-like structure, in the axil of these leaf-like structure, the flower is present. These leaf-like structures are called bracts. Sometimes these bracts may be green or they may be colored. In maize comb, you might have seen the green bract covering the fruit inside. In that case, in maize, it is green in color. In bougainvillea, colored leaf-like structures, but they are not leaves, and they are not the flower also, and the flower is present inside it. It is called bract, that is colored bract. Now last is nectaries. You know, the sweet liquid present in the flower is called a nectar. The insects are attracted towards the flower because of the sweet liquid nectar. Now this nectar is produced by a group of cells. These group of cells are called nectaries. Now where are these nectaries present? Nectaries means nectar producing cells. Now these nectaries are present either at the base of the pistil or at the base of the petal. This is petal. So at the base of the petal or at the base of the pistil. Insects will be moving inside to get this nectar, and while doing or while eating this nectar, they will be helping in the process of pollination. So these are nectaries. Nectaries means a nectar producing cells. Now in my next video, I will continue the chapter. Thank you.